just on Russia, first of all, Moscow has indicated that they'll put a pause on the grain deal by May 18th if the U.S. doesn't comply with some of their demands, which include putting some banks back in the SWIFT system and resuming exports of agricultural equipment. What's your reaction to that, and what's the plan B if they do halt?
So first, we obviously welcome the extension. It's for, I think, 60 days, not the 120 that I think that everybody was hoping for, but 60-day extension, that's a good thing. In fact, over the weekend, I think 2 ships left with hundreds of thousands of metric tons of corn. And a lot of that corn, a lot of that grain is heading for low and middle income countries that have been suffering, no question been suffering since the beginning of this war with food insecurity. So it's a good thing. And we're grateful for the work of Turkey, for the UN to move forward with that. I don't have any, and I won't get into speculating about repercussions one way or another. We're focused on now that this is extended, making sure we get those ships loaded and get them out and get them to places where they need to be. That's what the focus is.
Can you just remind us of your position on, doubtless there are going to be conversations between President Xi and Putin about assistance to Russia in Ukraine. What is the U.S.'s position on that, and what if China does decide to aid Russia?
All right. So on the communications, hang on. I just want to write this down so I don't forget it. You've heard the president say this himself. He wants to have another conversation with President Xi, and he'll do that. And we'll do that at the most appropriate time. I don't have a call on the schedule to speak to, but it's important that we keep those lines of communication open, particularly now when tensions are so high. That's why we still want to get Secretary Blinken back to Beijing. That visit was postponed. It wasn't canceled. And we're still hopeful that we can get that back on the calendar. As a matter of fact, we're having discussions with the PRC right now about potential visit by Secretary Yellen and Secretary Raimondo to go over there and talk about economic issues. So there's that we're still working. So all of that, keeping those lines of communication open, are still valuable. Now, you asked about lethal weapons and provision of lethal weapons by China. We'll see what they come out of this meeting talking about. I mean, we don't know if there's going to be some sort of arrangement. I would just tell you that we still don't believe that China's taken it off the table. We still don't believe and haven't seen any indication that they're moving in that direction, or they've made a decision to provide, or that they're actually going to do that. We continue to believe it's not in China's best interest to do that, to help Mr. Putin slaughter innocent Ukrainians. It's hard to believe that they would think that that's in their best interest. It would also run counter to what we've heard President Xi talk about in terms of what his ultimate goal here is. I think he put an op-ed out today talking about sovereignty, territorial integrity, finding a peaceful way to end this war. That providing lethal weapons would seem to be inconsistent with that goal.
When is the right time for a ceasefire?
Alex,
Thank you, Corinne.